yesterday, announced a non-aggression pact with Moscow. Great world sensation. The whole European power balance shaken. London and Paris can't believe it. The Führer has made a clever chess move. Let's see how the world will react to this smokescreen.
Hitler's pact with Stalin contained a secret clause, an agreement to carve up Eastern Europe. 1 week later, on September 1st, 1939, Germany invaded Poland. Britain marched off to war.
It is unbelievable but true. At 11:15, Mr. Chamberlain spoke.
This morning, the British ambassador in Berlin handed the German government a final note.
He said that His Majesty's government had sent Hitler an ultimatum to withdraw their troops from Poland. There had been no reply, and the ultimatum had expired at 11 o'clock. We are now at war with Germany.
This country is at war with Germany.
It brought tears to one's eyes.
Warsaw has been bombed. German tanks and aeroplanes have been shot down, and war is once more striding across our world.
By September 27th, Germany had conquered Poland. Hitler now turned his attention to the West.
Stunned by the sudden thrust of the Nazi drive into the North countries, troops rallied around loyal officers to defend their homeland. This scene was repeated in hundreds of Norwegian villages, even as the enemy moved in for the kill.
We are shocked by the almost incredible eyewitness stories that come to us. Stories of what is happening at this moment to the civilian population of Norway.
To my friend and colleague, Mr. Winston Churchill.
The fastest in the history of France, as wave after wave of bombers pounded the city into a raging inferno. Goering waited for his finest hour that slowly died amid the flaming wreckage and the undaunted courage of the savage air-pounding of the war. Bracing themselves against Hitler's savage bombing attacks, the seemingly
What General Weygand has called the Battle of France is over. The Battle of Britain is about to begin. Upon this battle depends the survival of Christian civilization. Upon it depends...
As Britain stood alone, Nellie Carver and Joan Wildish recorded the mood.
And our empire.
17th of June. France has asked for an armistice. So now what? The predominant feeling is one of relief.
Hitler knows that he will have to break us in this island or lose the war.
Now we know where we are. I'm absolutely sure we can do better if we have nobody with us. They've let us down time and time again. Now we can really get on with the job. Suppose we should be besieged on our little island. I feel quite light-hearted after so much worry.
Let us therefore brace ourselves to our duty.
Now we have to put Mr. Churchill's great speech into action. Now the wolf really is at England's door, and it's showing its nasty swastikas.
But if the British Empire and its Commonwealth last for 1,000 years, men will still say, this was their finest hour.
September. The mornings are marvellous. It's such a triumph to wake up alive, to find the sun shining and to have a whole day before you. Of course, the ultimate horror is being buried alive. People have already been dug out after 4 days, and there must be some who haven't ever been got out. October 8th. A bad night last night. Something dropped that rocked the ground beneath us. It did colossal damage. There were arms and legs scattered all over the surrounding streets. Sweet boys, the Nazis. November the 12th. It's pretty certain that if you can stand up to the first month of bombing, you can stand up to it indefinitely. In the first week, I'd have run away if I'd had the chance. Now, I wouldn't want to be anywhere but in London.
In the heaviest period of bombing between September 1940 and May 1941, 40,000 people were killed and over 2 million homes destroyed.
There are many among us who in the past closed their eyes to events abroad because they believed that what was taking place in Europe was none of our business. That we could maintain our physical safety by retiring within our continental boundaries. Obviously, a defense policy based on that is merely to invite future attack. To those who would not admit the possibility of the approaching storm, the past weeks have meant the shattering of many illusions.
By the summer of 1941, Hitler is ready to launch his forces further east. In June, his armies invade the Soviet Union.
On June 22nd, 1941, Adolf Goertz heard that German troops had crossed the border.
At first we couldn't believe it. Heinz stormed into our room and yelled, "War! We have war with Russia!" Now war has really started. But everyone thinks that the war will be over in 4 weeks. The Führer must know what he's doing.
In Leningrad, student Yelena Skriabina listened to Soviet Foreign Minister Molotov on the radio.
Molotov was talking fast, as if he was short of breath. His encouraging appeal sounded completely out of place. I immediately felt as if a threatening, slow-moving monster was approaching and frightening everyone in its path.
Over 3,000 tanks attacked on 3 fronts, stretching nearly 1,000 miles from the Baltic to the Black Sea. The German advance was rapid, up to 40 miles a day, capturing vast areas of the Soviet Union. Arkady Pervantsev was a Russian war correspondent.
Each day is full of human and Russian tragedy. The war goes on, tragic and cruel. Smolensk has fallen, Bessarabia, Tiraspol, Zhytomyr, Minsk, Riga, Orsha, Bobruisk, Novograd-Volhynsky, Kamenetsk-Podolsky, and many others. All have fallen. The Ukraine is ablaze. Belarusia is burning. The fire of war is approaching Central Russia.
Euphoric from German victories, the vision of a 1,000-year Reich, a new world order, was still clear in the mind of the Führer. German tanks were now approaching Moscow. In the Soviet capital, there was panic and fear of total collapse.
In November, Germany, Japan, and Italy renew their military alliance. All agreed to safeguard their common interests. The Axis powers are ready to carve up the world.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you this important bulletin from the United Press. Flash, Washington. announces Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor.
Gentlemen, we're standing by for further word from Honolulu, and we expect to rejoin them in just a moment.
News of the Japanese attack reached the president at 2:25 p.m., 7:35 this morning Hawaiian time. The capital is seething with excitement. President Roosevelt has been in almost constant session with his secretaries of the War and Navy. White House also announced that an Army transport carrying lumber has been sunk between San Francisco and Hawaii.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. Last night, Japanese forces attacked Hong Kong. Last night, Japanese forces attacked Guam. Last night, Japanese forces attacked the Philippine Islands. Last night, the Japanese attacked Wake Island. And this morning, the Japanese attacked Midway Island. The facts of yesterday and today speak for themselves. The people of the United States have already formed their opinions and well understand the implications to the very life and safety of our nation.
Four days after the attack on Pearl Harbor, Germany and Italy declare war on the United States. It is the first and only time Hitler actually declares war on another nation. The wars in Europe and Asia now merge into a single gigantic world war, the largest war in history.